Chances are, if you're on TikTok, you enjoy watching fun dance moves, lip-syncing, and funny little skits. You might have clicked on this video thinking, what's disturbing about TikTok? It's just a cool platform for kids to have fun, right? You could not be more wrong, because there's a dark side to TikTok, a strange and creepy corner of the app where they look at unsolved murders, paranormal activity, and things that keep you awake at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling. If you're easily scared, click away from this video now. Still here? Okay. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. These are the most disturbing TikTok stories. Number 1. My Knitted Son. Our first account goes by the name @KnittedSon, which, as we will explain later, is no longer available. Wit is a life-size knitted boy, created by Marieke Vorsluis, or Mary, as she was lovingly known. This boy was knitted to replace her real son, who tragically passed away. As the channel progressed, it became increasingly clear that Wit was being treated like a normal son. She was bringing this knitted boy everywhere, and it really tugged on the heartstrings of TikTok users everywhere. It was really sweet. However, things soon took a more sinister turn. There was a snowstorm, and Mary noticed footsteps outside her door going into her garage. When you get to the garage, there is some yarn tied to the doorknob, the very same yarn that Wit is made out of. Sometime later, she notices that one of her knitting needles is missing. She investigates and finds a broken window in the garage outside. She goes inside and finds her knitting needle lying across from a pentagram made of yarn. The knitting needle contains blood, as does a newly made snowman in the corner. Spread in yarn across the floor are the words, "Sorry, Mommy." She ran back into the house, and Wit was nowhere to be seen. This human-sized piece of wool had disappeared. What she can find are signs saying, "Follow to save yourself, and bring me friends." These notes and clues bring her down to the basement. Mary states, "No matter what Wit has done, I'll always forgive him." In the basement is a human-like figure in the background. The word "Mommy" is heard. Then the video cuts out, and all that is left is a knitted hand with a bloodied knitting needle. Number 2. An old family member comes to visit. We now move on to a woman who operates under the username @EricaR_1971. Pretty normal channel by the looks of things, until you watch her most viewed video. This video contains CCTV footage outside her driveway, which spots an intruder in the shadows. So was it just a burglar? She wishes. If there's a burglar outside, you can just dial 911 and call the police. It was no mere mortal creeping outside her home. In the footage, it's a dark night, and you can hear a bit of a wind howling in the background. Then the shadow simply walks through from one end of the camera to the next. It's as if the shadow knows it's being filmed and wants to send out a message. But who was the ghost, and what did it want? The user captioned the video with, "So my security picked this up tonight. My dad passed on November 26th, and I wonder if it's him. It looks like a ghost to me. #ghost, #creepy, #WTH. Could this have been a visit from beyond the grave? It looks as if the paranormal experiences have stopped, or maybe she just doesn't look at her CCTV footage anymore. Probably for the best." Number 3. Riri. Our next story is not from creepy footage filmed and put on TikTok, but creepy aspects of the TikTok app itself. Don't try this yourself, but user @Huanali found that if she commented with any variation of the word Riri, she would get some strange results. She says, "This is the scariest thing I've ever seen on TikTok. If you comment Riri with whatever spaces and then translate the comment, it says really cryptic, scary shit. And why is no one talking about this? It's so scary." The Daily Mail screenshotted some translations in the comments, and they don't look too pleasant. One translated as, "This is the second most important part, the cry for help. It's a dream." Another came out as, "Crying? That's a lot of fun. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright." Why this is happening, nobody knows. All of the translated messages look like a cry for help. Some suggest someone at TikTok is being held captive, and this is their cryptic way of getting the message out. Riri is apparently an expression of anger, wrath, or annoyance in the Maori language, which is a native tribe of New Zealand. The newest comments in the video say that it was a bug and has now been fixed. But why has TikTok not come out and said anything about it? Do you dare type in Riri? Number 4. The Invisible Housemate. Our next disturbing TikTok story involves a presence from inside the house. User @EMZBurton explains in one of her videos that she couldn't sleep last night and shows the footage explaining why. In a pitch-dark room, you see a door creeping open in the distance. A light switches on. No humans can be seen, and the video turns black again. She then speaks on the video. I got that footage at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't sleep for the rest of the night because I actually live alone. The video went viral, and her account wasn't updated for quite a while. Quite a worrying while. It looks like her TikTok posts have angered the spirits, as she then posted even more activity throughout the house. You can see chairs moving, music playing, mysterious knocking, as well as lights turning on and off. There's a video showing her asleep in pitch dark, where a sad song can be heard on her speakers. Another video shows her throwing a pen across the hall, and then the pen is thrown back. She thought it was a fun trick. Her account hasn't been updated in 9 months. Maybe they got tired of her games. Maybe she did the right thing and moved out. Who knows? Number 5. The Snow Killer. The user @LordVeer was working at home one day, and later in the evening, he decided to look outside. It was dark, and there was heavy snow outside. It seemed like it was too cold for there to be people roaming outside, but a snow sculpture was outside his front yard, with a message, instead of building a happy snowman. This snow sculpture was different. It's an arch of snow, with a gap in it that looks like a screaming mouth, with eyes on top. The most disturbing aspect of all is the color. The color red was colored along the mouth and across the eyes. Could it be blood? In his second video, he realizes that there were not 1, but 2 snow sculptures built outside his house. Behind the screaming face is a block of snow, with a grinning face drawn in red. On closer inspection, there was some relief. The red was not blood, but spray paint. But it was fresh spray paint, so somebody had come back. He eventually decides to put his hands through the hole to see what happens. Nothing happened. Another relief. A few hours later, he got a message from his girlfriend. She had been just brought to the emergency room because of chest pains. @LordVeer said, "I'm sure it's a coincidence, and I'm sure she's okay, but I am pretty freaked out right now." Luckily, his girlfriend survived, but was still bedridden. While she was resting, LordVeer walked outside and saw something that made him want to call the cops. The same sculptures were built again, with the red writing of IFIM scrawled across the snow. The cops came and told them that they were safe and had nothing to worry about. But what did the cops know? A day later, there were footprints outside, and the water from the taps had been poisoned. Soon after, there were crosses outside in the back garden, but upside down. This was a symbol of the occult, and never a good sign. A demon cult is after him. The snow melted away, but he has since found a sculpture made of branches in the exact same shape. Looks like they're not going away anytime soon. Number 6. My girlfriend is possessed. Skiing trips can be great for trip-happy couples. For the TikTok user @WhiteRabbitApp, this would be a trip they would never forget, but for all the wrong reasons. The trip was going pretty well, until the girlfriend suddenly disappears. He goes looking for her. He spends 2 hours trudging through the snow, but when he finds her, it's as if she is no longer the same person. She now stands perfectly speechless and emotionless. He brings her down the mountain. He brings her back to the hotel, but nothing changes. She still retains her cold expression, staring at something up in the mountain. Then they go to sleep. Hopefully things will be back to normal tomorrow morning, he thinks to himself. That night, he wakes up in the middle of the night, and she's gone. He gets out of the hotel room, into the lobby, and outside into the freezing cold. It's -4 degrees outside. He walks further and further and sees her again. She's walking back up to the mountain where he found her. He may have physically found his girlfriend forever, but what they had before that fateful ski trip has been lost forever. Number 7. Psychiatric Souls. Nick goes under the username @NickSimino68 and is just an average kid living with his mom and dad. He started looking around his family home, and despite living there for years, found something he had never seen before. Down in the basement and up against the wall is a secret door. Inside the door is a box, and inside the box are some electric circuits. There was seemingly nothing strange until he looks to the left. There's a bag. Inside the bag are papers from an insane asylum. It details records from 1965 to 1985 from Kings Park Psychiatric Center, a place where they tortured and experimented on mental patients. In his next video, he mentions how he's going to contact some of these patients and see if they're still alive. He is disrupted by some noises in the background.
Here's an update on what's going on. I know I've been gone for a while. It's been busy with work, school, and moving, but I did a bunch of research with a few friends. We had so much on this piece of paper that we found out, but as we were doing research, the spirits started getting really upset with me. I seen a woman, my mother was seeing people in the hallways, my sister had weird experiences, and then stuff was falling off our shelves. This was nothing like we usually experience, and it was really terrifying.
No more Kings Park research. I'm gonna respect the dead. I'm gonna let them be, and I hope they let me be. Wise choice, my friend. Number 8. Stop dancing and look behind you. Our last video relates to the user @Rubik's Cube, who was innocently making a video of himself dancing. But when he looked at the video again to admire his dance moves, he realized that he wasn't alone. He was on his own in the house. He has no pets. But what's that on the stairs? Right at the end, a small head can be seen staring at him from the top of the stairs. No further videos were posted by this user for a while, until he sent out an urgent message. It said, "A lot of people are wondering why I'm so calm about this. The simple answer is I'm not. I've barely slept. I'm 99% it wasn't a person on the stairs, because the stairs are creaky and loud as hell." He then shows a video from 2013. He films rooms of the house and swiftly pans through the room. For a split second, you see a white figure standing in one of the rooms. The camera pans back and it disappears. In another video, he answers some questions. He was alone. He has no pets. It wasn't staged. His family are the only real people to have lived in this home. But then, right at the end, he reveals that the home is beside not one, but 2 graveyards. We'll let you do the math.